So we're here in Baraulu village, and I'm sitting with my mommy, my mother, the person who adopted me when I first came to Roviana. And we're here to visit and to make a memory of our lives together as friends and family. And also I wanted to ask her also something about land, because in the West, now there's a lot of talk of patriarchy and male oppression and all of that. And here, even though we have a very deep division of labor between men and women, the actual owners of the land, or the people that transfer the power of land ownership, are mostly women. So I will speak Roviana and then I will translate into English. And I'll have my mother, Miriam, Mariani, explain what the ownership system works like. Kay kalengke sapu nanasemo raw sapu sana tinagtago ta sapu gore ko kamu bari kalengke mo sa ngingira-ngira asa. Kay abi boka bibili niya sa sapu sa asa nabe ke gua mo asa.
Nabe kaya berkalengke sih.
Nabe ke
Kaya ngingira-ngira.
Sa asa bukan pa Solomon itu.
Roviana.
Na Roviana. Berkalengke sa ngingira.
Nabe ke gua sa bibili niya ko. Example tani pambaraulu nabe ke gore ko sa uri kalengke gua.
Na kalengke tam kantina kalengke taktao. Dia mana na taktao ngi. Kebahia balani arkara kuasa. Goran kanan.
Sarna
Wasina. Pero también na kami lawa pa indini sa pondales tan sa kalengke. Tengo gran kanan.
Ese posana.
Kota. Simai makota.
Simai makota. Asa sa garan mo ba great garan. Gran ta. Me ke nabe ke bala sa ngingira-ngira ari ni ko ari bar kalengke.
Sinalop kana tara kora. Kana barkalengke. Pon sa barkalengke mungkin archundia me aring ke bakun tumanis ako.
What she's saying is that the reason why the ownership is best vested in women is because women give birth to children and they give knowledge to children. And it is they who have the guardianship and power of land ownership. So in the case of Marian, she inherited the power of land through her grandmother, Simay Makota, who was given land by her parents, expanding from the village of Sasavele all the way to Baraulu. So a lot of the land you see around here are directly vested in the power of her family, but she's the last elder remaining in that family. Her brother Itu was the chief of the village, but the power of the chieftainship and land, so the power of that land control or guardianship will not pass through the chief children, but will pass through her own children. And this is an example of what we call a matrilineal bias or cumulative matrifiliation, where women inherit rights across birth lines, and the more women you have in your lineage, the more power you have over land, both in terms of guardianship and in terms of ownership, as they're two different things. Kinopo and tinago, one means guardianship, the other means ownership. So those two powers, usually the male will do the guardianship, but the power of land transfer will be in the hands of women. Sapuli kaleng.
Asa ko kuni sa chiman. Grandfather and grandmother. Asa ko kara. Enton dulu bibini tadi karas kemen betul.
So in the case of Marian, she was adopted by her grandparents, and therefore They gave her a lot of the ancestral knowledge in relationship to land ownership and rights to her. So she is the last remaining elder in her family line. Of course, there are new generations, but in terms of the older generation, she's the last remaining woman. Kaya sa ginagawa, huy, pararigana ni Zela, pa isoto gamo,
Kama pagkay.
takay.
Pakalalawa.
Mga haranan na bibili na pagkay.
Pakalalawa. Honda.
Kaya Zela's boy.
Awoy.
Uy, ito.
Ta?
Maglawa to pa
Kaya
inyo.
ako sinako ko ay kompazilas. Koro zilas.
Kaya huy, si ko wala kang maparoon.
They're talking about the place I stay in Zela. So the guardianship and ownership of land from Kota Simaima and Voda extends all the way to Kai, further down where Zela is located at. And the people of Baraulu had given me the chance to settle in that area. And therefore, because they have the land ownership and power, that area is now under my guardianship, if there is a way to explain it. But it is not through buying, it is not through trading, it is through the transfer of children, or adopted children in this case, that it is in fact women who make that choice. So again, often we talk about tribal societies, and a lot of people focus on the patriarchy or the paternal side of things. But there are many places in the world where actually women hold a lot of power. And, funny enough, you came to Baraulu, you would see women sitting on one side, men sitting on the other side, and men talking about land ownership. But the real power of land is in the hands of women, not men. Takalenge? Sa siro bago to sa bibinias. Ta? Nakailili siya siro pa zinamawaka.
Wata ako. Dito sa tuntungan sa ngayon, kaya nasa ako siya. Nahin